It is awesome, truly disturbing how much data one has to obtain if you wish to map the entire brain at the level of every synapse.
How much data are we talking about here?
Well, let's take a cubic millimeter of brain, which is about the size of the smallest point you would see in an image taken with this technique called functional magnetic resonance imaging. So those images show you where blood flow in the brain goes up when you think, and they're very highly resolved. A cubic millimeter is the voxel size, the three-dimensional pixel size. In one voxel of an fMRI image, if we imaged that with an electron microscope to see all the synapses with sufficient resolution, that would be about 1,000 terabytes of data, or 1 petabyte. A terabyte is 1,000 gigabytes, so we're talking about 1,000,000 gigabytes of data per cubic millimeter. And that's just 1 cubic millimeter of brain. And if you wanted a whole brain, you'd need thousands of petabytes, essentially more data than is the digital content of the world, if you will.
Wow.
So it's more than fits on my laptop, to be sure. When we started about 5 years ago, we were obtaining information at about 1 million pixels of brain image per second, which sounds like a lot, but that's actually quite slow. To do a cubic millimeter of imaging at that rate takes about 140 years. And to do, let's say, a rodent brain would take about 7,000 years at that rate. And over the past 5 years, we've sped up about 100-fold, and we think in the next 2 years we'll be at about 1 billion pixels per second. And then doing a mouse brain within a year might even be contemplatable. To do a human brain, however, is still an extraordinary challenge because humans have much bigger brains than mice, but the techniques would be the same. But one of the mysteries of the brain is that the network that connects cells is a lot like an internet network, and that is it's one to many and many to one. There are interconnections between nerve cells and thousands of target cells, and thousands of different target cells impinge and talk to each nerve cell. And if one ever wants to understand how a network like that works, you actually have to look at the network, and that requires seeing more than a single cell.
And can we learn anything from, let's say, a network of networks like the internet that may apply to how the brain works?
Yeah, I mean, one interesting thing to keep in mind is that the network of the internet is connecting the brains of individuals together. So it is a form of communication between the neurons in one brain with the neurons in other brains. That's really all it is. It's just wires that extend our connectivity. So perhaps the same strategies that are wiring us up are used again when brains talk to other brains. Almost, we don't even realize it, but that may be what's going on.